In this video, I'll show you how to add doors and windows to your project in AutoCAD. My name is Jay and I'm the founder of JCAD. I make AutoCAD tutorials on YouTube and I focus on AutoCAD for Mac. Let's dive in. I'm using an outline that I created already and it's based on this tutorial that I created before, and we're trying to get to a similar result at the end of this tutorial. So what I will do here, I've already defined essentially the walls of the spaces that I'm going to work on. And the first thing I do before I add any doors or windows, I actually add or create the openings within the walls. By openings, I mean where I'm going to place the door and the window. And let me illustrate for you. So I'm going to zoom into this space, for example, and I will use the polyline command. You can use the line command as well. And then here, what I will do, I'll just give it some spacing. Let's say, for example, 4 inches. And then I'll copy this line to, let's say, from this point, I'll copy it using the copy command. I will do 3 feet, for example. Okay, and now I have this right here, I'm gonna create an opening out of this with the trim command. So I will type TR for the trim command and hit the return, and then select these 2 edges and get rid of that. So now I have an opening for a door. And the same for the window. Let's say I want to create a window in the middle of this room. For example, here I will add this line and then I will use the offset to offset this, for example, 2 feet 6 inches to the right and 2 feet 6 inches to the left. Okay, and then I'll get rid of this line and then I will trim here. So this is the first step I usually do before adding any doors or windows. It's creating the opening, and now we are ready to add a door. So the way I draw a door is using the rectangle command or a polyline. So for example, if I start with the polyline, I will click here with polyline, and then I'll start from here. I will go up 3 feet, which is the width of this opening, and then I'll do 2 inch, assuming the door thickness is 2 inches, and then from here I will close this back and make this rectangle. And then what I will use is the circle command. I will type C for circle, and then from the center of this corner, I'll create, or from this corner, essentially, I'm trying to place the center of the circle that I'm trying to create. And then all I will do now is trim to get rid of the portions I don't need. So I'll click here, and then erase the remaining portion, and we now have a door. If you want to detail the door a little bit more, maybe you want to show this arc in a dashed line. And the way I'm going to do that is by selecting it, and then from the properties on the right side, I'll switch where it says line type. From here, I'll click and I will switch to the one called hidden to. And when I do that, you will see dashing to represent the swing of the door. Now, there's a good chance you're not seeing the option for the line type because I already loaded these previously. So if you want to access it or reach it, all you need to do is go back to line type and hit the manage, and then from this window, you will click unload. And then from this window, you can go down, scroll down and choose hidden to, or you can choose the one called dash to as well. That should work and give you the same look. Once you add that to your project or to your drawing, all you need to do after doing the add and hitting OK, you need to make sure that the annotation scale on the bottom right is at a proper scale. So from here, I have it at 1/4 inch scale. That allows me to see the dashing. By default, for most of you, this is going to be set at 1:1 unless you already modified it. And the way it's going to look like is something like this. You're not going to see the dashing unless you really zoom in. So that's why I have this set up at 1/4 inch scale so I can see it. And once you set it, you can type the regen command to regenerate the drawing, and that will make the dashing appear. If I want to show a different swing for the door, all I will do is actually select this, the panel of the door, and then I will rotate it using the rotate command, and then I will do it from the center of right here, and then I will just type 45 to represent 45 degrees, and here we go, and then I will trim the additional or the extra portion of the arc. If you want to flip the direction of this door, all you can do is just use the mirror command. So I will select the objects right now, and then use the mirror command, MI, by typing that. I selected the objects first, you hit return, and then I will mirror it based on the middle of these 2 lines from here to the right, and that will create a mirror. And then you'll get this question if you want to erase the original objects, which in this case I'm going to say no. Actually, let's say yes, that's what I wanted to say. So mirror again, we're going to select, and then we're going to hit the yes, and now we have this result. Now I will move to show you how I would create sliding doors. So I will zoom out and I'm just going to reference this. So here I have closets on the right side. So I'm going to start by doing the openings again. So I'll do from the middle. I will offset this by 3 feet to the right and then 3 feet to the left. I will delete this. I'll copy this from here to the bottom like this, and then I'll trim this portion using the trim command like this and like this, and now I have the openings. Now for the sliding doors, the way I draw them is very similar. I would start by drawing the panel first. So I will start here by doing 3 feet, and then going down by 2 inches, going back here, and then closing the shape. And then I will select the shape, and then I will move it down from this end point to the middle point of the wall. And then I will select it again and make another copy from here to here, and that's how I would represent the sliding door. And of course, if I want to copy it to the other side or to the other room, I'll just use the copy command for that. If I want to create a double door of the swing door, I would just essentially just modify this opening. So I will select this, I'll select this line, I'll move it to the left by 3 feet, I will trim this portion, and then I will just mirror this from the arc point right here to create a double door look. To do the windows, it's much simpler really. So what I will do here for windows, the way I represent them is literally just using a rectangle. So I would just do REC once I have the openings defined. I'll select here to here, and then I will just add a line in the middle to represent it. If you want to get a little bit more detailed with the window, you can actually just add the framing here. So for example, I'll use rectangle again. I'll go out by 2 inches like this. I'll stretch this line to here, and then I will copy this from this corner to this corner, and then I'll trim this portion, and this is the look I would have for a window. You can get more detailed with the windows and add more like finishes to it or like small touches, but in my opinion, I think you should leave the detailing of the window and explain what the window type is by using a window schedule, and from there you would choose or write what it is that the operation of the window is. The last thing I want to show you in this tutorial is actually a type of door that is created as a dynamic block, and it already comes preloaded in AutoCAD. You just need to find it within the blocks. What I will do first is get rid of the doors we have here, so I will select them and delete them. It's a swing door type specifically, and then on the top right, I'm going to jump from the layers. I will go to the third tab, which is called the blocks, and then from here, you want to switch to the third tab that says block libraries. Once you are here, you're going to see a list potentially. If not, you just want to click here to make sure to see the sample libraries. So you're going to click that. Once you click that, you should see something like this. I will go back. You should see a list of elements or libraries that come preloaded with AutoCAD. The one I'm going to be using specifically is called Architectural Imperial. So I'm going to double click on it. The reason I'm using Imperial, it's because it's made using inches and feet. And we continue. From here, you will see there's a door block, and it has like this electric icon that represents it's a dynamic block. And I will show you in a second what it does. To insert it, I'm going to right click on it and then choose Insert in Drawing. Once I clicked on that, I got this window that's asking me if I want to redefine the block. I'm getting this window because I've already placed it earlier, but you can choose to redefine or don't redefine. But for me, I'm just going to click on Redefine, and then you will get this. And then from here, you can actually place it on one of the corners of the opening that you have. One problem about this door is that actually doesn't sit like perfectly on the opening, and I usually have to rotate it. So I will just place it anywhere for now, and then I will select it, and then I will move it from this corner to this corner right here. Now let me show you what this dynamic block can do. So I will select it, and when you select this, you will see that all the objects are kind of like together. You can't individually select them, but you do have these controls, like these different arrows. I think we have a total of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe the 6th control that will just move it, I believe. Okay, so we're going to keep it where it is. So the first one that I want to show you is this one right here. So this allows you to resize the door to a preset sizes already saved within this block. So here you can see it's placed at the 2 feet 6 inch size. If I slide it to the right, I can go to 2.8, and then to the next one, there's a 3 feet. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's these like these very small lines or thin lines that represent like the sizes that are already saved to this block. Now it can go as small as 2 feet and as big as 3 feet 4. The problem with this block is that if you want to go to a different size or like a specific size, this not might work for your purpose, but I think it's very handy and we'll continue to explore it. So for now, I'll place it at the 3 feet mark because that's the size we have here for this opening. Is 6 feet wide, so 2 doors, 3 feet each. That should work. The next one I'll show you is the swing control, which you can find from here. I'm going to click on this. And here you will see you can get to choose like how open the door is. So for example, I'll do 90 degrees and that will fully swing the door open. Or if you want, you can do close and that will represent it like this. The next one is this one right here, which allows us to flip the direction of the door. But first, let me open the swing to, let's say, 60 degrees. And then if I click on this one, it will flip it to the other direction. And likewise, it will flip it back to the interior direction. There's also another swing, there's another arrow that allows us to flip the direction, which is this one, flipping it from left to right and up and down. I'll bring it back to how it's supposed to look like, which is like this. Okay, I think that's not working. Now it's working, perfect. One more control that I want to show you with this block is this one right here where you control the line or the wall thickness. So this one by default comes set at 5 inches. You can make it lower down to 4 inches or you can extend it to 6 inches. I personally use this door block all the time when I'm doing my projects, but if I'm doing something custom, I would probably draw my own, and that's why I showed you that earlier. That was it for this video. If it helped you today, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and see you in the next video.